Avoid popularity if you would have peace. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. With the fearful strain that is on me night and day, if I did not laugh I should die. I want it said of me by those who knew me best, that I always plucked a thistle and planted a flower where I thought a flower would grow. If the people of Utah shall peacefully form a state constitution tolerating polygamy, will the democracy admit them into the Union? I understand a ship to be made for the carrying and preservation of the cargo, and so long as the ship can be saved, with the cargo, it should never be abandoned. This union likewise should never be abandoned unless it fails and the possibility of its preservation shall cease to exist, without throwing passengers and cargo overboard. I go for all sharing the privileges of the government, who assist in bearing its burdens. Consequently, I go for admitting all whites to the right of suffrage, who pay taxes or bear arms, by no means excluding females. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. When you have got an elephant by the hind legs and he is trying to run away, it's best to let him run. Repeal the Missouri Compromise, repeal all compromises, repeal the Declaration of Independence, repeal all past history, you still cannot repeal human nature. It will be the abundance of man's heart that slavery extension is wrong, and out of the abundance of his heart, his mouth will continue to speak. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. To give victory to the right, not bloody bullets, but peaceful ballots only, are necessary. I learned a great many years ago that in a fight between husband and wife, a third party should never get between the woman's skillet and the man's axe helve. Extemporaneous speaking should be practiced and cultivated. It is the lawyer's avenue to the public. However able and faithful he may be in other respects, people are slow to bring him business if he cannot make a speech. We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts. Not to overthrow the Constitution but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. To the best of my judgment, I have labored for, and not against, the Union. As I have not felt, so I have not expressed any harsh sentiment towards our Southern brethren. I have constantly declared, as I really believed, the only difference between them and us is the difference of circumstances. In so far as the government lands can be disposed of, I am in favor of cutting up the wild lands into parcels so that every poor man may have a home. I am like a man so busy in letting rooms in one end of his house, that he can't stop to put out the fire that is burning the other. Let's have faith that right makes might. And in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Biographies, as generally written, are not only misleading but false. In most instances, they commemorate a lie and cheat posterity out of the truth. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Some single mind must be master, else there will be no agreement in anything. Either the opponents of slavery will arrest the further spread of it and place it where the public mind shall rest in the belief that it is in course of ultimate extinction, or its advocates will push it forward, till it shall become alike lawful in all the states, old as well as new, north as well as south. In my view of the present aspect of affairs, there is no need of bloodshed and war. There is no necessity for it. I am not in favor of such a course, and I may say in advance, there will be no blood shed unless it be forced upon the government. The government will not use force unless force is used against it. Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We, of this Congress and this administration, will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance, or insignificance, can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor, to the latest generation. You may think it was a very little thing, and in these days it seems to me like a trifle, but it was a most important incident in my life. I could scarcely credit that I, the poor boy, had earned $1 in less than a day, that by honest work, I had earned $1. I was a more hopeful and thoughtful boy from that time. In giving freedom to the slave, we assure freedom to the free, honorable alike in that we give and what we preserve. We shall nobly save, or meanly lose, the last best hope of earth. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. I have great respect for the semicolon, it is a mighty handy little fellow. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. Every one desires to live long, but no one would be old. Whatever you are, be a good one.